Well, just like the slide says, if you're not intentionally planning out the life and the business that you most want, you're more than likely going to live it out by default. Hi, I'm Todd Walters with the Craig Proctor system, and I've got some very specific questions for you. For example, if owning your own real estate company, a Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty brokerage, as I'm getting ready to describe and share with you, things that you've never seen before, stuff that you've never heard before. Like if owning one could be far more lucrative and beneficial to you personally, professionally, and financially, would you be open to taking a deeper look at it? If it could make your life better, would you be open to taking a look at it? It's a pretty simple question, right? Well, let's take a look first at what you're really up against right now. You see, according to estimates from the Association of Real Estate Licensed Law Officials, there are more than 3 million people holding an active real estate license just in the United States of America. And of those agents, there are 1.6 million realtors. That's NAR members, according to their own report. There are over 100,000 real estate brokerage firms operating just in the United States alone. Okay. And remember, their customers are real estate agents, right? So how about this? The median gross income of realtors was $43,000, and it dropped. It dropped to 40 from where it was in 2019, which was almost 50 grand. It went down just like that. Like, how's that possible that it goes down? Realtors with 16 years of more experience had a median gross income of 75,000. That's down from 86,000. Like, what's going on here? Look at this. Compared to realtors with 2 years or less experience that had a median gross income of $8,500. That was a decrease from the 8,900. Like, well, let's keep going. What does a broker owner make? Well, according to the research that I did, you can see right here, it says $207,000 a year. Okay. Now, again, there are over 3 million real estate agents. There are just over 100,000 broker owners. The average real estate agent earns about $54,000 a year. This is average, not median. Okay. And the average broker owner earns 5 times more than the average real estate agent. 5 times. So what's your big takeaway? Differentiation. Differentiation is critical. But yet most real estate agents that decide or make a decision to become the owner of their own company or shop pretty much look around at what other companies, real estate brokerages, the one they were just at, for example, they kind of look around at what others are doing. And when they open up their own companies, sort of mimic those. There's really not much differentiation. Okay. They think that because they're going to have a different logo, they're going to have a different name, maybe even a few things differently, that it's going to be different. But yet the numbers do not lie, do they? All right, let's dig a little bit deeper and look at the threats to your business right now. It's getting more and more costly to generate sellers. All right, prospects are going to Google when they see your marketing. They're not calling your phone number, and they're not going to your website. They're going to Google. All right, they see your ad, they go to Google. Look right here. I got a postcard if you can look at my screen. They get this postcard, amazing offers on this postcard, the thing that every seller would want. They get this postcard, they go to Google. All right. It's getting difficult, is it not, for you to find great talent for your team? Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, and so many others are using your listings to build their billion-dollar companies. You get a listing, you feed it to MLS, and it feeds these companies billion-dollar valuations. iBuyers gaining more and more market share. I read a study, I don't have it on a slide here, but I read a study where 48% of all the homes that sold last year in the United States sold outside of MLS. Yeah, it's a trend. How about this? Real estate commissions, you tell me, are they going up or are they going down? Are they increasing or are they decreasing? I think we know they're decreasing. MLSs and boards are forcing you to operate like everyone else. And look at this study here by Clever. Inman News reported that according to this survey that Clever did, which is a real estate consumer resources and data firm, People are willing to take on average $45,000 less for their home to avoid doing business with traditional real estate agents. So when we wrote this book right here, I'm holding my hand, Death of the Traditional Real Estate Agent. All right. That was several years ago. And here's where we are right now. This is what you're looking at. When people will decide that it's more beneficial to them to take less money from an iBuyer company than to do business with you, you got real problems. Would you agree? So it is absolutely time for a disruption in all of this. Real estate brokerages come and go. They kind of open up. You know, there's always a new, shiny new object out there. Okay, but what I'm getting ready to show you is, I believe what you'll discover, a more lucrative and beneficial way for you to position your real estate business now. Okay? Now, no question, right, that it probably is time for a disruption, like continuing on, like hoping that things will be differently. Yeah, probably not a great business plan. So your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty exists to transform real estate agents into a multi-million-dollar sellable business asset company. And this is all done by licensing an exclusive intellectual property and system. And this powers your transformation into a business that you own, one that's so valuable and so lucrative. If you want, you can sell this thing for multiples of millions of dollars if you choose to. Now, I'm not a proponent of building a business to sell it, but I am a proponent of you building a business that is sellable, right? That gives you freedom and the autonomy and the ability to do pretty much whatever you want to do in life. So if seriously increasing your income and having your own sellable business asset is on your vision board, then what you're seeing here over the next few minutes, this is absolutely for you. All right, so make no mistake about it. What I'm sharing with you today is about ownership, influence, and freedom. Ownership, influence, and freedom. So if it's okay with you, allow me to continue and explain what I'm talking about. All right, so I think we start out with this question overall of why is it that so many real estate agents and professionals just struggle? You know, why do real estate broker owners struggle trying to grow their business? It is true that some find some success, right? But do they give up their life to achieve that? Do they ever really even achieve what they dream about the most? Okay. So if you're like Craig Proctor, myself, and many others here in our system, you're frequently questioning many of these norms and standards in real estate. Okay. In our experience, the way that most real estate agents and brokers do business is a failing formula. In the industry statistics, they make the case better than we can, right? For example, the median gross income of realtors, 54 grand. First-year agents taking home less than $9,000 a year. 80% of all real estate agents, brokerages, they don't make it past their fifth year. Less than 1% of income earners in this industry earn over $250,000 a year. Congratulations. If you're making over $250,000 a year in income, you're in the top 1% of income earners, right? Now, I know you may not feel like that, but it's true. So comparing yourself or comparing what you do and how you do things to the majority of real estate agents in this industry or real estate brokers in this industry, for that matter, don't do that. You don't compare to them. You compare to what you most want to be, who you most want to be like. We're going to talk about that in a little bit more here in a moment. 88% of real estate agent professionals, they fail at their own finances. Less than 1% of 1% scale up to earn $1 million or more. So one more time, 99.9% of all real estate professionals in North America never, ever, ever do such a thing. 87% of all customers, they say they're going to go back to do business with the same agent again. But 84% don't. They end up doing something with someone else. So if you're thinking there must be a better way, you're 100% right. There is a better way to sell real estate and grow a super successful real estate company into a real sellable business asset. 100%. And I'm talking a business now that helps endless numbers of people buy and sell the place they call home without your constant involvement in this business as a salesperson, and actually sets you up to live the life that you were born to live. But this better way now, it's not found in doing what most real estate agents and brokers do. And it's not going to be found in trying to improve what they do. And that's what I was referring to a few minutes ago. You know, this whole concept of, yeah, I'm going to go from real estate agent to be an owner of my own company. And, but again, most people do that, and they do it sort of trying to improve on what's already out there. It's only going to be found in doing it a different way. I want you to think real quick about Uber, taxi cab, Uber. That's a completely different way, right? Hotel chains, Airbnb, completely different way. Bookstores like Barnes and Noble, Amazon, completely different way. Okay. So this is why we launched Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So let me share with you a little bit more in detail about this. It's not a secret that Craig Proctor and myself and our team, we've done really, really well licensing this Craig Proctor system to real estate agents out there, okay, and brokers, and then coaching them up to millionaire and multimillionaire real estate businesses. And this is because our system is different than what 99% of agents and brokers do. You see, we've discovered that there is no part of industry norms and standards that you can use to become super successful. Let me quantify that a little bit more for you. Everything in your business right now that you're not crazy about, that you don't like, that you're not happy with, every part of your business that you're not satisfied with is a direct result of you doing what the majority of people in the industry do. So everything wrong with your business is a direct result of you doing what the majority do. Now, let's flip that around. Everything in your business that you love, that's the best, that's right, that you would love more of it to be like that. Everything like that that is great about your business is a direct result of you doing the things that the majority won't and don't do. And you know this to be true. Okay? Maybe it's because super successful people like you just haven't landed on or gotten with the right people to continue that transformation. Well, our experience has shown that the more you do what the majority do, the greater the likelihood of you not achieving the success that you want. See, even the efforts of trying to improve what the majority do ultimately fail in helping you achieve your biggest goals. Think about how most people get into real estate. For example, you get your license, you pick a company, probably because you know someone there. You show up the first day, and then what do? We pretty much begin doing what everybody else is doing, right? We show up the first day, and we look around at what everyone else is doing, and we pretty much begin to mimic and copy that. And that, my friends, is the beginning of the career killer, right? The industry statistics, I detailed how I started this thing out, prove this. Hands down, prove it. Okay. Now, for the few who do make decent money, they find themselves working weekends and evenings, juggling all the balls themselves, racing around every day, all day, trying to be all things to all people. Like it's impossible for you to be at your kid's ball game and out working with customers at the same time, right? So you're going to be forced into cheating one of them. And we just don't believe it should be that way. Now, what this whole concept of renting versus owning? Well, let me just ask you, is owning superior to renting? Yes or no? It's a really good question. See, agents get up every day trying to convince people to own versus rent. Is that right? Isn't that what you do? You pray that people will decide to own versus rent. But real estate agents are renters. They're not owners. See, real estate agents put their license at someone else's firm. That someone else is the landlord, the owner. So real estate agents work tirelessly to make their landlord's dreams come true, right? That's how it works. Real estate agents are renters. Wherever they put their license at, those folks are the owners. And owners earn, on average, 5 times more than the renters. It's true. A classic example of this, and a little different look at it, is real estate agents that will work for 20 to 30 years. And when they're done, they have nothing they can sell. You know what I mean? they have not built a sellable business asset. After all, they were renters. It's the same as renting a home for 20 years. And when you're done renting, you can't sell it. You haven't built anything. The person that you were paying rent to can sell it, and they do. And you paid it off, and they get rich. Right? So you know exactly what I mean by this. Now, real estate agents and broker owners, some of them, they may take a portion of their income and invest it into the market, index funds, mutual funds, whatever, stocks, bonds, or cash flow real estate. Okay, but when they're done, they can't sell their real estate business. They used it to make investments, but then that's what most of the world does anyway. That have people that have a job, they take some portion of their income and invest it in to somebody else's business, right? But real estate agents, see, they couldn't sell their business because they don't have one. It's essentially a job. It's not a sellable business asset. But let's contrast and compare this with like the local dry cleaner down the road for me. That dry cleaner will work for the same period of time as a real estate agent. They will also take a portion of their income and invest it into the market and cash flow properties. But when they're done working, they can sell their business, and they do. And of course, you know many of them that have. Now, some real estate agents become broker owners of their own shop, but this is done primarily as a means to not pay the brokerage some of their commission. It's not a great reason to start a business. You never want to start a business to, quote, save money, right? And even then, some of these agents that become broker owners, they fail to build the business that they most want, that, you know, we'll call it a sellable business asset. They can't sell it for multiples of valuation. It's just not a great asset. It's not a great performing asset. And why is that? Well, they simply don't know how to bake into their business from the beginning what is critical to end up with a real sellable business asset like that. So this is why we took the number one system for growing a real estate business and turned it into a different kind of real estate company. We have, in fact, created something new and revolutionary, a multi-millionaire real estate company franchise prototype that you can get, you can grow, you can expand, you can scale, and you can sell. So we're offering you a new opportunity. Our goal, Craig Proctor, myself, and our team, our goal was not to fix what's not working in real estate. No. Our goal was to replace what's not working with something altogether different. And this replacement makes you the envy of admiring agents and brokers, provides you a 7-figure net cash flow business, gives you freedom and wealth, replaces your current business life with a radically different one. All right. It allows you to travel when and where you want, do business how you want, with whom you want. It functions without you, and it continues to grow despite you. You're able to donate gobs of money to great charities and worthy causes that you believe in, and it continuously makes deposit into your wealth accumulation accounts. This is called delivering you freedom from having to work in your business and freedom to live the life that you were born to live. All right, so think it through. Now we're replacing your current business life with a radically different one, giving you a new business model, absent frustrations and struggles that you despise. And this, my friends, pretty much changes everything. So we took the number one system for growing a real estate business and turned it into a brokerage for people like you. Not only will you increase your income without giving up your personal life to do it, but simultaneously own your very own sellable business asset that's so valuable, others will want it. And it will pay you multiples of earnings to have it. You can sell it, you can keep it, you can pass it on. It's your choice. Isn't that what freedom is all about? Absolutely it is. So I'm talking a real estate business that changes lives, positively impacts your community, and allows you to live the life that you were born to live. So this whole concept of having a brokerage with the number one unique selling proposition in real estate history as its name, that concept would enable you to combat the trend of paid media becoming more and more crowded and less profitable. And it would capitalize on the trend of search engine optimization, organic and even free, right? Now, the first Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty launched in August of 2018. right? And what was produced was more inbound business by sheer existence. Let me repeat that. When the first Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty hit the streets, the concept was attraction by sheer existence, attraction of more people with a house to sell, right? That was the concept. Why was that a concept? Because we'd been doing it for real estate agents for a long time, but things had changed. People get this direct mail like I'm holding up in my hands right here. They get these kinds of cards. They see your billboards. They hear radio commercials, right? They see your ads, and you know what they do? There's a trigger. It triggers, and they go to Google. And when they go to Google, whatever they're typing in, the game is on. You cannot not appear like everyone else. If you're a real estate agent making claims, you got a really bad brand positioning. Okay, so in March of 2020, we introduced this concept to our top Craig Proctor system members, and 10 titanium members jumped on it instantly. And then by 2021, this number grew to 20 locations in 11 states and 2 Canadian provinces. And today, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty locations are popping up all across North America every single week. Now, let's look at the track record so far. So far, 100% have increased their transactions every year since inception of pulling the trigger on it. 100% of them have increased their seller prospects and listings, and 100% have increased the amount of money they earn per transaction, and 100% have increased the number of times customers are coming back and buying from them. Now, all of that struggle for you to have predictability in your business, certainty of income, and an influential business that serves your life and a lot of other people too, all of that toil, all that struggle to build a real sellable business asset, all of it disappears with this new opportunity. Okay? So quite simply, we have created a different way, a better way, a superior way to sell real estate and scale up a super successful real estate company. So I want you to imagine being the owner of a business, of purpose, of influence and significance, changing lives, and a lot of them, positively impacting the community that you call home, owning your own sellable business asset. I want you to imagine that for a moment. That's who we are, and that's why we're doing this. All right? So now what? Well, another question that we get from time to time is, why would we name the brokerage Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty? Well, I've done an okay job of explaining why we did that here a moment ago, but let's look at it a little bit more deeper so that you understand the gravity of the problem that you're facing today in your present situation. And whether you do something like I'm sharing with you right now, you're going to have to do something about it. So our answer to this question of why Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, actually pretty simple. It's what the ideal customer wants. So, right, your ideal customer is people with a house to sell. And what do they want? They want certainty. Certainty, not close to certainty or not almost certainty, not claims of certainty. What they want? Certainty. So allow me to prove this to you. All right. So let's go to Google and let's search up some of the top real estate companies on planet Earth today. Let's start with Keller Williams. If I go Google Keller Williams, you can see there's 198 million search results. It's a good bit. I go and Google up Remax. There's 126 million search results. Let's go Google up eXp Realty. 135 million search results. Let's go Google Coldwell Banker. 49 million search results. Okay. How about OfferPad? 1.8 million search results. How about Open Door? 49,400,000 search results. How about Your Home Sold? 2.7 billion. 2.7 billion search results compared to Keller Williams, 160,000 search results. So that's 2.6 billion more reasons why to do this. It is what the customers want. And it also shows you the challenge that you actually have. So just ask your seller prospects, hey, seller, would you prefer Todd Walters Real Estate or Keller Williams Real Estate or Todd Walters' cute logo or Optimus Real Estate Brokers, which was on my former real estate brokerages? Or would you prefer your home sold guaranteed? Like, it almost sounds stupid to say that. Hey, would you prefer Todd Walters Remax or would you prefer your home sold guaranteed? Now, we admit that is strategically very, very smart. After all, Craig Proctor pioneered your home sold guaranteed or we'll buy it, right? And thousands of real estate agents and brokers have benefited from this exclusive guaranteed sell program, right? So I want you to imagine just by sheer existence now, you get a steady stream of inbound calls wanting to talk to you about selling your home. Pause there. Isn't that what you've always dreamed about? Didn't you dream, like I did, that because we exist and because we know we can do a good job for people, we have done a good job for others, that because we exist, we put our name out there, because we exist, that people would come to us and do business with us? Isn't that what you've always wanted? By sheer existence, folks are attracted to you and say, I want you to help me. Can you help me? Will you help me sell my house? Right? Isn't that what you've always wanted? It's here. It actually exists. Having what you've always wanted by sheer existence, inbound calls every day of every week saying, can you help me sell my house? All right. See, most businesses have to spend a lot of money and a lot of time to explain what they do and how they're different. I mean, think about it. OfferPad, Open Door. What does that mean? If I'm a customer and I hear OfferPad, you know they have to spend. Open Door lost $1 billion in the third quarter of last year alone. $1 billion in the third quarter. In just one quarter, they lost $1 billion. If you've got to run around and explain who you are and how you're different and how people benefit from doing business with you, if you have to run around and do that, spend a lot of money and time doing it, hopefully your takeaway is you have a brand positioning problem. Gary Vaynerchuk is really famous for a quote that says, the best businesses on planet Earth do not advertise, they brand. That's right. Now, you don't have the luxury that Open Door has or that Amazon has, where you can generate, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars from Wall Street for 20 years for you to turn your quote cute brand into a household name and associated with what I'm going to get from doing business with you. You don't have that. So you've got to enter the marketplace instantly. When people see you, they see certainty. And if you're a real estate agent making claims, they see a real estate agent making claims. You're not the company that exists as the claim. That's a big difference, right? So that's what your home sold guaranteed realty is. Let's just look at it from a different perspective. Let's just say that you've got a broken pipe at your house and you got water spewing everywhere. It's ruining your floors, maybe your basement. What are you going to do? You're going to go to Google and you're going to find a plumbing company to come fix this problem. Are you going to call the company that does HVAC work and plumbing? Or are you going to call the plumbing specialist? You're going to call the plumbing specialist. All right. Now, let's say one of the plumbers company's name is Bob's Plumbing Company, and the other one is Plumbing Experts of Atlanta. Am I going to call Bob or am I going to call Plumbing Experts? You got it? So brand positioning in today's world and the future world is everything. And if you've got to run around town and explain to people who you are and how you're different, you have a brand positioning problem. We fix that instantly with our brand positioning solution, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You're going to get 10 times or more organic flow of seller prospects on a fraction of the amount of money that you're having to spend right now in marketing. And this is different than the way just about every single real estate agent or company operates in the world today. Right? All right. Now let's take a look at the future. You see, millennials make up 43% of home buyers in the marketplace today, right? That's up from 37% the previous year. This is really climbing fast. One more time, millennials are the largest demographic in the marketplace of people that want to make a move in real estate. All right. So what does this mean for you? Here's a little graph and chart about it if you want to really soak it in. We've done the study and the research on it. Well, why this is important to you is because you and me, we're aging up. Like we get older. I'm in my 50s. So the way that I do things is a direct result of habits that I've formed. The way that millennials do things, folks that are quite a bit younger than me, is a direct result of their habits. So how they do things. So for example, disseminate and take advantage of offers and information, right? So this is how marketing really works today. If your largest demographic is millennials, for example, and you know that they get their information or take advantage of getting information differently than the average real estate agent, which is someone in their 40s and 50s, like you've got a little bit of an issue. So if you're going to make decisions to run your business as if, let's say you're 50 years old, if you're going to run your business the way you would do things, you're going to go out of business. You have to run your business the way that your primary customers do things, right? So we already talked about that from one perspective, which is people that want to sell their home want certainty. So you need to exist as certainty if you want to attract more of those sellers. You're going to make it harder on yourself if you exist as uncertainty. And you may be saying, but Todd Walters, Remax, your home sold, guaranteed, or I'll buy it. That's a pretty good offer. That's pretty good certainty. I'm like, yeah, it is a good offer, but I'm still Todd Walters, Remax, a real estate agent making a claim. All it takes is someone to come along and be the claim, your home sold, guaranteed realty, and the Todd Walters Remax loses in head-to-head competition with that, right? The customer's going to go with who they believe is more certain, all right? So check it out, whether it's radio or direct mail. Radio, direct mail, they go to Google. See, Google has gotten really, really good at showing relevant search results. Yes, we're going to take a look at some here right now, but I want you to think this through. You can take a really good postcard like the one I have in my hand here from Tracy King, one of the top real estate professionals on planet Earth. But see, Tracy's smart. He knows that a lot of people that are getting this direct mail with amazing offers, he knows that when they get it, they go to Google. He knows that. So not only does he have really great offers, but he knows that's going to trigger a lot of these prospects going to Google and typing in various keywords into the search bar. Now, we know what the keywords are that they type in because we make it our business model to know that. And Tracy's going to show up with his great offers in these various keyword searches. And you may be thinking like, oh, well, that's because they type in Tracy's name. No, that's at the bottom of the list that the customer types in. At the top of the list are things that they most want, like sell my home in Knoxville, Tennessee, in this case. And Google's gotten really, really good now at showing relevant search results, right? So if the search results are all relevant, who do you click on? Let me repeat. If you do a search on Google and it gives you a result, you got paid ads, you got business listings, you got SEO showing up there, it's all relevant because that's what Google's going to show. So who gets to click? Now, that's not a question, right? That's a statement. Who gets to click? Not what, right? Everyone has very similar claims. So now what? I'm going to click on the one that is the specialist that represents absolute specialization or quote certainty. That's who's going to win. So the brand gets the click. So if you're a real estate agent making a claim and you're up against someone like Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and you want to sell your house, you're going to lose. You can be Todd Walters, Remax, Your Home Sold Guaranteed or I'll buy it, or Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, Your Home Sold Guaranteed or I'll buy it. You're going to lose. One's a real estate agent making a claim. The other one is the absolute specialist existing as the claim. Now, I challenge anyone to show better in the real estate industry today than what we've done here. Go find it. Now, I'm not going to say that someone else might not come along in the future with something pretty close or have some other knockoff or variation of it. But we know what Google wants, and we know that Google's going to show relevancy, and we know the game's being played out online when you're running your offline marketing. We know the customer's going to Google. So do you. So what are you going to do about that massive problem that you currently have if your model is to go and get customers with a house to sell? Let's take it a step further, and let me demonstrate using a life and death issue. It wasn't too awful long ago where my stepfather was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And so when he gets diagnosed with prostate cancer, what do you think we did? We went to Google. And when you go to Google, what are you going to type in? The best prostate cancer treatment center. That's what you're typing in. And what's Google going to show? Relevant search results. Okay, so we did that. I did this as a demonstration since I have personal experience with something super important. And I don't want anybody else to go through this, but this is kind of how life rolls, right? So I type into the search, boom, I get the results. I want you to look at the results. There's paid ads. Okay, you see the paid ads? Okay, there's business listings, and there's SEO. So let's go back and let's look at the paid ads. Okay, prostate cancer, Emory proton therapy. The heck's that? All right. What does that mean? So MD Anderson down here in the bottom is another ad, ranked number one ranked cancer center. Look, my stepfather has prostate cancer, right? Prostate cancer. So I don't know what Emory proton is, and I don't know what, and I'm not interested in going to a cancer center. I want to go to prostate cancer center. You know, that's what I'm looking for. Is that right? So most of the time, the paid ads, they're not very good representations of what people are most looking for, which is why less than 3% of all search results result in a click on a paid ad. That's right. 97% of all searches, according to Google, they don't click on the paid ads. What are they clicking on? Business listings and SEO. So let's go to the business listings. All right, check it out. We've got Georgia Cancer Specialists, Northside Hospital, Emory St. Joseph's Hospital, radiotherapy. You guys see this? Like, I know that Northside Hospital has a tremendous cancer treatment center there. I know this now. Okay. I also know that Bush Center is one of the best, but would you click on that if you didn't know those things? Because they're not representative of what you're really looking for, which is the number one prostate cancer treatment center specialist. All right. I go to SEO. Now I'm starting to cook with grease a little bit more. You get it? Now I'm in the SEO section, which is where most of the clicks happen. When I say most of the clicks, most of the clicks. All right. 90% of all clicks, boom, result coming from search engine optimization and organic. So look at them. Okay. I've got MD Anderson. Okay. They all say prostate cancer. You see that? Why? Because Google's really good at showing relevancy in search results. All right. Check it out. The best prostate cancer treatment center. I've got tons of them, pretty much all saying the same thing. Yes. Who gets the click? Okay. UCSF Health, Winship Cancer, Northside, MD Anderson. So look at all those. Who would you click on? Winship Cancer is the one that comes the closest to what I'm looking for. Why? Nobody else even mentions, they don't even mention cancer anything in the URL. And that's where I'm at. They're all the same claims. So now it's who's going to get the click? Brand positioning. Winship Cancer has a better brand position in this search than UCSF Health or MD Anderson or Northside Hospital. All right. Boom. I start there. And that, my friends, is what you're looking for. You're looking for that start. All right. Now let's try a few other searches. Let's go to Sell My House in Sevierville, Tennessee. Sell My House in Sevierville, Tennessee. Who are you going to click on? Your home. You want to sell your house in Sevierville. Here's the business listings. Who are you clicking on? Yeah, Tracy wins. He's automatically getting the click. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty or Tennessee Smoky Mountain Realty. Who gets the click? What do you want as a home seller? Certainty. All right. Let's go to Guaranteed Home Sale in Sevierville, Tennessee. That's a pretty popular search. Let's see who gets the click. Zillow, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. How about this? Facebook is even promoting Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You see that? Facebook promotes the company that's featured right above it in the organic search. It's almost like it's not even a competition. I want a guaranteed sell. Look what Zillow says. Look right here. Not guaranteed. That's what I see. Not guaranteed. So, like, I'm running from Zillow. Poor brand positioning. It's a good thing to have billions of dollars being poured in there, and they're using your listings to build their own business, because they cannot compete online with this guy right here. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. All right, let's look at another one. Guaranteed home sale in Rhode Island. Now, I'm just typing in things that a homeowner would type in. Someone who wants to sell their house. Sell my home in, get a guaranteed offer in, guaranteed home sale in. All right, I'm just typing in this what the homeowner would search. Right. You may think they're searching your name, and I would say that some of them do, but you want to scale up your business. So don't you want to get the clicks from the most search terms in your marketplace? Of course you would. So why would they click on you over and above anybody else or any other option? Because Google's really good and getting better at showing relevant search results, because you exist as the thing that they most want. Certainty. All right. Here we are, guaranteed home sale in Rhode Island. You can see it right there. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. It's not even a competition, actually. I didn't type in Nathan Clark, and I didn't type in Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You can see that. And Google is even telling me over here on the right in the search, I think you really might be looking for Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. That's what that is, right? They're throwing it in there because I think you might be looking for this guy, right? We've decided, Google, that this is who you're probably looking for. Look at that, guaranteed home sale in Rhode Island down in the SEO. Who gets the click? Well, Facebook is endorsing one company for that. Yeah, nobody else even mentions it. Look, your ads and your marketing are not the problem. They never have been, all right? It's who is running the ads. That's the problem. It's the sponsor of the marketing. Why do you think less branded or unbranded marketing even exists? It's for people that have poor brand positioning. If I'm Todd Walters Remax and I want to try to generate more prospects, of course, the more I talk about Todd and Remax, the less prospects I get. But if I want people with a home to sell, and the more I talk about Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, we're a company that actually does that, the more customers I'm going to get. That's what we did. We flipped the script. Todd Walters Remax, Your Home Sold Guaranteed, to Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. There's a real estate agent making a claim versus a real estate business existing as the actual thing that the customer wants. So, you like it? Remember when I started out this conversation with you today, I said, hey, if owning your very own Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, your own company, your own real estate brokerage, all right, could be far more lucrative and beneficial to you personally, professionally, and financially, would you be open to taking a deeper look at it? That was my question. And since you're still watching, the answer to that question was yes, right? All right. Well, who are your customers? Well, when you have your own business, you got two options, right? You have two options. You can do what most real estate companies do, and your customers can be real estate agents. Like when I was a Remax agent, top 10 in the world for Remax, I was their customer. But my customers were different. My customers were people with a house to sell. But Remax's, the brokerage, their customers are real estate agents. Okay? But these Craig Proctor system brokerages, the consumer, people with a house to sell, that's the customer. That's a different model now. So think that through. Just about every real estate brokerage out there in the universe, their customers are real estate agents, which is why the brand positioning doesn't work for you to leverage to get more people with a house to sell. The more I advertised Remax, the less people with a house to sell I got. They had no idea how that was a benefit for them. Okay, got it? But the more I advertise Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the more sellers you get. Why? Because they recognize that it's a company for them, right? So again, who do you want your customers to be? Well, let me tell you why this is a really good move for us to do this and for you too as well. Okay. Companies whose customers are consumers, so we'll call them business to consumer, they're significantly more valuable than a brokerage whose customers are real estate agents. That's business to business. Right? So let's take a look at how much valuable according to Wall Street. Well, this is RE/MAX. RE/MAX's market cap is $385 million. They have 130,000 real estate agents. So that's a valuation of $2,961 per quote agent or per employee, if you want to look at it that way, since real estate agents at brokerages are essentially categorized in most states as employees, even though they're 1099, right? Right, because you tell them what to do and how to do it. All right. In some states, you have to provide workers' compensation for the real estate agents, New York, California, Illinois, quite a few others. So everybody understands that. When you're a real estate agent at a brokerage, the broker tells you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And if you don't do it, they're in trouble. So the Wall Street looks at it in that light. $385 million market cap. That's $2,961 per person that works at RE/MAX. That's the valuation. So look at that number, $2,961. Okay. Now let's go to Realty, the largest one. That's a $1 billion market cap. They get over 200,000 real estate professionals there. That's $5,000 valuation per person working there. So a little bit better than RE/MAX, $5,000 per person. Okay. Let's go to KW. Well, KW is not a public company. So I heard that Gary Keller was planning on taking it public at one time. I don't know where that stands. So because of that, there's been people do studies and market research, and you can go look at it yourself. It's privately owned. But according to the estimates I looked at, it was about a $1 to $1.5 billion valuation. So I went with the high number. All right. That puts it at $7,894 per agent. A little bit better than what we were just looking at the $5,000 from Coldwell Banker. Okay. See that? $7,894 per person working there. Now, let's go to Redfin. Now, Redfin has an $800 market cap. They're a business to consumer model. Their customers are people who want to buy a house. They have 6,400 people working there. Valuation per person working there, $125,000. KW, Realty, $5,000. Redfin, $125,000. So when I said that your model, you get to pick your customers. So if you're going to have a real estate brokerage, if your customers are people with a house to sell, that's business to consumer, this thing will be much, much more valuable, okay, for you. If you set your business up that way, it becomes more valuable, which means you can sell it for multiples of valuations more than if your customers were real estate agents. All right, let's look at another one. Open Door. Who's their customer? Right, consumer. Business to consumer. Look at their market cap, $2.5 billion. They got 2,800 people that work there. The market value per customer or per employee is $891,000. Okay, 125,000, 891,000. And they lost $1 billion third quarter of last year. Isn't that amazing? So when I say more valuable, you get so much more leeway and leverage when your customer is a consumer. Okay. Let's look at Zillow. $1.5 million valuation per person that works there. Yeah. So you get to choose as a real estate company owner who your customer is. We chose consumers, people with a house to sell. So let's look at someone who's just kind of getting going. They've been doing this for a couple of years. Tracy King in Tennessee. When I met Tracy, he was doing about $400,000, $500,000 in revenue. So pretty successful as a husband, wife, and an assistant team, right? Since then, he scaled his business up to over $10 million in annual revenue. He brings in net over $3.5 million. So I gave him about a 5.5 times valuation, which is very conservative for a business to consumer model. You can go do the research and see him as high as 11 times valuation. That's $16.5 million He has 60 people that work there. That's $275,000 per person that works there. Valuation. Many, 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 many times the Remaxes, the Keller Williams, and the other Century 21s and the other brokerages that exist in his marketplace, many times more valuable. All right. Yeah, he could sell that business right now if he wanted for close to $20 million. So bottom line, our business to consumer model is on average 300% to 10 times more valuable than real estate companies whose customers are real estate agents. So remember the success rate. Now it starts to make sense, right? It really makes sense. And if it makes sense, just look into it more. Just check it out. Come and see what it's all about and how it works. Like, what are the real differences in it other than just the brand positioning that I've mentioned to you? Because trust me, there are quite a few more profound differences. And if you'll allow me, I'll summarize a few more before we close up the video. All right. We already know that everyone starts out like this, right? They start out as a solo real estate agent. You did, I did, Craig Proctor did. We all start out like this. And, we bring on an admin to help us in the business, and entrepreneurs like Craig Proctor and myself and many others, we bring on an admin. The admin helps us implement growth strategies, things, systems, processes that will actually scale the business up. And when that happens, you end up with more business than you can personally get to, and you begin to leverage even more help beyond your original admin. Now you've got outside salespeople and other administrative assistants, and you're earning, maybe close to $1 million or more in revenue. But it doesn't stop there. Why would it? If it's a good thing and it works for you, why not continue to grow and expand it? And if you set your business up properly, it will grow and expand despite you. But this is what most real estate agents miss on. They don't ever make it here because they build the business. The business really is them all the time. So if they don't want to do any more business, the business just sort of slows down, even when they have a team. That's not the proper way to do things. So we turn the tables on that so you can actually get on up to this $1 million in net revenue and continue on even from there. When you put into your model these growth strategies and systems, you end up with an organizational chart like this. So I want you to picture this. You fast forward into the future and you lay out perfectly the ultimate amazing sellable business asset, a business that works without your constant involvement and continues to grow despite you. And then you reverse engineer that, and you only do those things now, right? Here's an example of a recruiting message that real estate agents respond to that I want to play for you. Let's check it out. You see, when your company is Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and you're bringing in a lot more sellers organically than you were before, and with our system, you're using the customer, using the listing to get multiples and multiples of more business. Let me repeat that. You use the listing to generate more listings, a lot more, through specialized and exclusive marketing systems. You're going to need really good salespeople. And I want you to think this through. If you were running an offer like this, do you think you might have a steady stream of salespeople? Well, let's check it out.
I need this sale. Just a little bit of real estate? No!
Are you looking for leads with a little more pull? Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty can grow your business with guaranteed, ready-to-act buyers and sellers, actual clients, not leads. We get it. As a real estate agent, it's tiring and time-consuming finding clients, from cold calling to door knocking to begging for referrals and buying internet leads.
Are any of you looking to sell your house?
Are you trying to get referrals from the production crew?
No opportunity wasted, right?
How's this for an opportunity? With Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, you will gain a $100,000 increase in additional income, or we'll pay you the difference. Wow, that is a lot. How do we do it? Other places will offer you leads, telling you that with their leads, you can grow your business.
Get your leads here, real estate leads!
Whoa. Hold on a second. All they're selling you are leads, not guaranteed appointments with ready-to-act sellers and buyers. All these leads do is add endless hours of cold prospecting. Oh, hey, this one's popped. It's burnt. At Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, we're providing you with guaranteed, ready-to-buy buyers and ready-to-sell sellers. Appointments, not leads. Booked appointments. That means you can stop cold calling and start selling. Just ask Nancy with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty.
I didn't realize how much business I was missing out on. Now I have an overflow of sellers and buyers every week.
And that's not all. We also deliver unmatched skills training, full-time admin services, and guaranteed income increase, turning you into the Realty magnet. Now that's the power of attraction at work. We've already created more successful agents than any other system. Contact Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty to get started today.
See what I mean? See, that's the power of attraction, magnetic. So when you have what your ideal customer wants, you have more customers, just magnetically attracting you based on sheer existence. When you have an overflow of those kinds of customers, they easily get converted to appointments, and you hand the appointments on to your sales force. Okay. And when you have that, you magnetically attract really good people that want to help you scale up your business. And that, my friends, is what's missing for most real estate sales team businesses today. It all starts with the lead, the actual kind of customer that they're generating. You see, most real estate companies that do generate leads and give leads to their agents are not really the leads that the owner of the company really even wants. They're just hoping that some other agents will want them. And it becomes a grind and a revolving door, and you never really gain the excellence of a real estate company that you've dreamed about. This doesn't have to be that way. We end all that for you with this opportunity. So when you have people, now what? Well, the number one deficiency among real estate agents is their skills, their sales skills, their negotiating skills, and closing skills. Like, what do most real estate companies teach agents? Contracts. Do they really teach them sales skills, negotiating skills, and closing skills? Let me ask you a question before I show you our training system platform and give you the guarantee of the difference it makes in your enterprise. Okay? Go and look at all the leads that you generated last year. Over the last 12 months, how many leads did you generate? Now, I want you to compare that number to the number of sales that you actually had. And I believe what you're going to have is a huge gap. Lots of leads, but a small percentage of those leads converted to sales. What happened? Like, what really happened here? Why didn't more of those prospects get converted to sales? Why? All right. You can say, well, the leads weren't very good. You could say that, but if you go and do your research, you're going to see that gobs of them actually went and bought or sold real estate with someone else, not you. That, my friends, is a direct result of the sales skills, the negotiating skills, closing skills, everything having to do with the skills of your business. And the good news is you can teach that to your people 100%. Let's take a look. You see, we guarantee that our agent training system is the number one skill, sales skills, negotiating skills, and closing skills, even customer service skills training in real estate, period, guarantee. We guarantee it in writing. If anyone can find or show better, we will donate $10,000 to the charity of their choice, right? So let's take a look at this platform and you'll see how we have it set up. So I went to yhsgru.com and I'm signing in with the user ID and password that all of the agents at every Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty gets. And inside this platform is a comprehensive system of training, sales skills, negotiating skills, and closing skills, including tracking and reporting of whether the agents are training, their pass and fail rates of all the courses and curriculum. And everybody does play differently when you keep score. So if I go to the training center, let's take a look. Okay. So you'll see as I scroll down to some of this, there's training for your admin people on sales and marketing execution. That's right. You and your chief admin in charge of marketing and whoever's in charge of sales. This is for them. Okay. All of these modules include multiples of training videos and courses on the things that they need to know about that correspond with the actual business plan that you're provided when you take down a Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Sales and marketing execution, expansion and operations planning, financial modeling and reporting, people development and alignment. Okay. So again, that's for you and your key admin for implementing the business plan. What about your salespeople? Well, from the leadership training all the way down to the advanced agent workshop. All right, right here. Let's take a look at this middle module called Working with Buyers. You can see it has 90 videos, over 4 hours, almost 5 hours of training. Okay, so that's about 5 minutes or so per video. So your agent would log in. They've got their own user ID and password. It's permissions based. You control who sees what, right? And there's a training agenda. Imagine your salespeople getting up every day, logging into yhsgru.com and spending 15 or 20 minutes a day watching training videos of 5 minutes or so each. They're going to retain that information. Okay, let's just jump down and I'll play one for you. What do you say? All right, let's make sure this is going to work. I scroll down to video number 77 just to give you an example of what the training looks like. Now, again, there's 90 videos here. They're all about 5 minutes or so. This is our VIP buyer system, how we teach you and your agents to work with buyers so you can set, negotiate, and collect a much higher fee and essentially guarantee that every buyer you do business with, they're under contract within 19 days. We have a system for that, okay? Again, setting, negotiating, collecting your optimum fee doesn't matter what the listing agents are offering. If anything, you're going to get paid much, much more than whatever's being offered up in MLS, right? So that's our VIP buyer system. Okay, I'm not here to train you on the VIP buyer system. I'm here to show you a superior training platform. Okay, I'm just going to play this video. Kind of speaks for itself. This is video number 77. Okay, you're at the house with the buyer. Okay, they're running around like crazy. This is my room. No, this is my room. You can see the kids doing that, right? The husband's like, oh, I love this garage. I love this man cave in the basement. And wifey's like, oh, this is the perfect little office for me. This kitchen is amazing. Not to stereotype people, but you know exactly what I'm saying. They're falling in love with the house. Okay? Does it happen? Yes. Can a real estate agent screw it up? 100%. Okay? And many times they do, but not you though. So I've got a great strategy for you. Why don't you do this? When you see that the buyers love the home, like they're fighting over rooms and stuff, okay, do this, all right? Bring them together. Hey, it looks like you guys really like this house. Yes, we do, Todd. Hey, what do you think about the price? I don't know. What do you think? Well, you've looked at quite a few homes online and in person. It's the best home for the money out of all the ones that you've seen. So it's already a good deal, all right? Based on your down payment of X, it looks like your monthly payments will only be X. So how do those work? That's it? Yeah. All right, why don't we do this? Let's get the agent who has the listing on the phone right now. Let's see if we can get them on the phone, and let's ask them a few questions, okay? And the buyer's like, okay. So I grab my phone. I call the listing agent. Let's say the listing agent's name is Craig, okay? So I dial the listing agent. So I look at the buyer. Okay, the listing agent is Craig. So I'm going to try to get them on the phone right now. Is that okay? I'm going to put them on speakerphone. All right, and ask them a few questions here. All right, so let's do that. So I call Craig. Deet, 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 deet. Okay, I call Craig. Craig answers the phone. Hi, Craig. It's Todd. I'm here with Mr. and Miss Smith in your listing at 1065 Gunner Court. Mr. and Miss Smith, tell Craig hello. Hello. Okay, we've got a few questions for you. Do you have a few minutes about this property? Sure, go ahead, Todd. Okay, Craig. Firstly, is the property still available? Okay, confirm the property is still available. Okay, now what happens if Craig says no? It's like, okay, Craig, are you guys taking any backup offers? Would you consider backups? How firm does that deal look? I got it right there? Okay, but most of the time, obviously, the answer is going to be, yeah, it's still available. Awesome. Do you have any other offers on it right now? Okay, if the answer is yes, how do they look? Okay, I'm asking Craig these questions. Get this script right now. So you can see there's a script and there's a process for predicting success on getting the buyer into an offer that the seller will accept, right? The buyer gets the house. There's a script for that. The listing agent will give up the details that you need for the buyer to make the right offer for them to buy the house. But you have to know what questions to ask. This is training by billion-dollar agents. Having your team trained by billion-dollar agents, people that have sold thousands of houses, scaled up super profitable sales teams, changed the industry for the most part. That's the training that you get here. It's unlike any other training in the world. Okay, it's just one little video. This one's 7 minutes. But at the end of the video, check it out. I'll scroll through. I can do that here since I'm an admin. So when I get to the end of the video, look what happens. It says chapter assessment. This chapter test is a series of multiple choice questions. As you select your answers, each question is timed and all results are recorded by your report card. Click start below when you're ready to begin. So when I click start, I want you to see what happens. I got 1 minute to finish this. What following items will you want the seller to send you? That's in the video. If I haven't watched the video, I'm going to be guessing, right? But if I watch the video, I know the answer because the questions are a test from what we taught the agent in the short video. True or false? If there's any offer, you should ask how the offers look, right? Of course, true, right? So I get through these questions, okay? And when I do, guess what happens? Right. I'm now able to move to the next video. Okay, that's it. Next chapter. If I got the questions wrong, guess what? I got to go back and take them again. If I get them wrong again, I got to go back and watch the video again. So this, my friends, is how you train your people to become different, to habitually now remember, and habitually means habit, to change the habits, okay, based on repetition and memorization of the best way, the best practices in the industry for turning buyers and sellers into lifetime customers. You like that? I thought you would. So I want you to imagine that every agent, every admin, and you on the team, everybody at your company is getting a report card of usage, pass and fail, whether they did the training or not. If you want to change your culture into one of excellence and winning, this is how you do it right here. All the training, hundreds and hundreds of videos based on every circumstance in getting customers, turning those customers into clients, and converting those clients into appointments, and converting those appointments into sales, and turning those sales into more sales. That is what this training is all about. And nothing has been assumed. There is no stone uncovered, whether it's administrative people helping you implement from the business plan, from like financial modeling and reporting, like KPIs and your profit and loss statement here, to people development alignment, how to use other people's money to scale up your own business, from leadership taught by some of the best leaders on planet Earth, like Dr. Ike Reichard, which I have a book right here. Let me show you if you think I'm crazy. Right here's a little book in my hands by Dr. Ike Reichard and Zig Ziglar. That's right. Zig, you probably heard of him, and Ike co-authored a book together. It's called Daily Insights. Ike's one of our instructors on the leadership training and the DISC training. Okay. I'll scroll down here. Inside sales agents, a game changer in a real estate business that converts leads to appointments and appointments handed off to a sales force. Inside sales agent workshop, phenomenal. Look at this. 18 videos in that one, 16 videos in that one, 11 in that. Each video is about 10 or 20 minutes long, depending on what the course is all about. Okay. Here we go. Exclusive agreements, forms, and contracts. That's right. You get to customize this platform. You can customize it. You can have your own training in here for how you do things at your business with forms and contracts in your various state. One of my favorite modules in here is the intermediate agent training. And you may say, intermediate? Yeah, this is all the nuances. Like, how do you even show a house? And you may think I'm joking, but check it out. How do you go about showing a home? Most real estate agents have never been trained on how to even show a house. And you may be saying, well, what's the big deal there? Well, here's the big deal. You are getting leads today, and a lot of your leads are not turning into closings. So you obviously have some deficiencies in just the basic ways of doing things. There's unpredictabilities. All right. So we got to close the gap on and turn this into predictability. For example, when I pull a buyer up to a house, pull the buyer up to the house. Forget what I've said and done before I get to the home. When I get to the house, all right, we look up and down the street first. We look at the exterior of the home. I ask a couple of questions as part of the script. And then I ask them, would you prefer to see the inside first or the outside first? Now, me personally, when I bought my home on Lake Lanier in Georgia, I wanted to see what? If it didn't have a view, if I couldn't see the lake, I didn't want it. Wasn't going in. It didn't matter what it had inside. You got it? Right. So these basic things are just missing in real estate today. All of it is, right? But not anymore. This is 17 modules. This 72-hour rule when working with buyers, I'll click on that. These chapters here on the 72-hour rule guarantees that you're going to take a buyer from the signed VIP buyer agreement to being under contract in the home that they want on average within 19 days, sometimes sooner, sometimes a little longer, but it's a 72-hour rule. And you may be like, what's the 72-hour rule about? Well, you should request a demo of the university, yhsgru.com. You should request a demo and check it out. We'll even give you 72-hour access. You can dive in here and click on whatever you want to and check it out for a limited period of time and see if you can find or show any training platform in the industry that's better for your people. You show me better, and we'll donate $10,000 to the charity of your choice. All right. I'm confident that this is how you change the game for your sales force and your admin people. Let billion-dollar agents train them on the way to do things differently than the way the rest of the industry does it. Okay? Okay. So now all of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty owners are members of our titanium level in the Craig Proctor system. And you may be like, well, what's titanium? Titanium is 100% focused on you maximizing your existing platforms and scaling up your business. There's a difference between scale and scaling, okay? So it's really about transformation. So where else or who else can you go to in the real estate industry that can help you transform your real estate business into a multi-million-dollar sellable business asset? Like, who's even using language like this, right? So it's just another first that we brought to the marketplace. So this, my friends, is your business. Okay, we break it down into these 4 quadrants: expansion and operations planning, sales and marketing execution, financial modeling and reporting, and people development alignment. And what we do is we just go around this flywheel. We go around the flywheel, and I'll admit to you, it starts out a little bit slow. But you know what happens when the flywheel starts to spin? It starts to spin and spin and spin. It gains its own momentum, and this business scales up. And literally without your constant involvement. You may be saying, well, what's an example of expansion in operations planning, like valuation, operation structure, 10-year modeling? There's a good breakdown of some examples right there. Scaling prep, breakpoint identification, the financial health of your business, the market opportunities, process documentation. One of my favorites, best practice duplication, which is an easy way to scale up your business. That's what's part of expansion and operations planning. What about sales and marketing execution? What's some examples there that we give you, help you with in these systems and processes? Well, sales and marketing execution, pretty much the name says it all. But one of my favorite things to work on with you is shortening the sales cycle and creating a positive cash flow cycle. Shortening the sales cycle and creating a positive cash flow cycle. What's a positive cash flow cycle? Well, real estate agents, for the most part, operate on a negative cash flow cycle. There's no way that you're going to scale up your business into a super highly valuable sellable business asset working on a negative cash flow cycle. All right. What does that mean? That means you front end load all the work and you get paid at the end. But your business, your home sold guaranteed realty company, will get paid a portion of its income on the front end when you work with customers. They will pay you a portion of the income up front. They won't pay that to the majority industry because they don't have the value and the guarantees that make it easy for the customer to decide to do that. Okay, remember, cost is only a factor in the absence of value, but when you get paid a portion of your income up front, now you have more money. You essentially increase the likelihood that people will buy and sell from you. Okay, and your business is better. All right, let's look at another part of the quadrant: financial modeling and reporting. This includes things like financial modeling, budgeting methods, recurring reporting methods, centralized reporting, all of your metrics, key performance indicators, the quality of your accounting personnel and the like. Okay, are you following a P&L model? If you're not following a P&L model, then your P&L is just a direct result of whatever your business is. But no, you're going to follow a P&L model that's going to net you out at least 30% on other people's work. Don't you imagine? Okay, you only need 3 agents doing one deal to replace your one deal. Okay, versus 5 agents doing one deal to replace your one deal. One's a 30% net income model. The other's a 20% net income model. Right. Next will be people development and alignment. Okay, this includes aligning your people's goals with your business goals. And when you align those goals, the business grows itself. Your people will actually implement and grow this business without your involvement. This is how you grow a business. It's called mapping out or designing out your ideal business. All right. So that, my friends, is a really good example of what happens inside the titanium level and the Craig Proctor system. Okay. So we introduce you to this. We start with launch day. There's coaching and training and one-on-one and workshops and access to all this material to ensure and guarantee that the plan that we give you is being implemented. I want you to imagine getting a Chick-fil-A. Okay. One of my all-time favorite places. I worked there when I was a kid. I worked for Dan Cathy, who's just retired as CEO recently. His dad founded the place. And when I went to work for Chick-fil-A, Truett Cathy was the CEO, and I worked for Dan, his son. And when I worked at Chick-fil-A, everything was very predictable. So it was really hard to screw up. It was all handed to them. The franchisees on a silver platter. It was handed to them. As a matter of fact, they had to work hard to mess it up. You know, instead of peanut oil, they're going to order vegetable oil, right? For example, instead of cleaning the Henny, what they call the cooker, after so many quote uses, they decide to stretch it. You don't get a Chick-fil-A anymore. So that's what I mean. If you've got the roadmap and you know exactly what to do and how to get it done in all areas of your business, you end up with a sellable business asset. So this is your chance to be among the first your home sold guaranteed realty owners in the history of the United States. I'm going to recommend that you take us up on the offer. But as with anything exclusive, it's a limited opportunity. Once a marketplace gets, in our opinion, full, it's over in that marketplace. And some marketplaces, some market centers, they're already maxed out. The opportunity is no longer there. So take advantage of the offer and discover and learn more. Request a one-on-one meeting with us. If you haven't done that yet, come to one of our events and see for yourself. Your home sold guaranteed realty is not for everyone, but it may very well be right for you. Okay. If you like the idea of everything that I've shared with you today becoming your reality, it's working very well for a lot of other people. They're living out their hopes and dreams, and their business is bigger and better than it's ever been with no end in sight. And it can be for you as well. So to close out this video, I thought I would share with you, just educate you a little bit on, you know, what a built to sell business really looks like. And there's essentially 8 steps to do it. Steps 1 through 4 are immediate. Okay. And then the rest of them come later. Now, we're not telling you that you should build your business to sell it, but building a business that is so valuable, other people want it. You know what that means? That means it works really, really well. It makes you a lot of money and helps a lot of people and works without your constant involvement in it. So that's what we mean when we talk about that. So step 1 through 4 are pretty straightforward. Number one, isolate a product or service with the potential to scale. So if you were going to invent your own company, you saw there was a problem in the marketplace and you wanted to solve that like we did, as I presented with you today. Then that's the first step. You have to isolate a product or service with potential scale. Step two, you've got to create a positive cash flow cycle. So this is where most real estate companies, agents, they fail immediately. They got a pretty good idea. They think they've got something that can scale, but it's a negative cash flow cycle. In other words, front-end loading everything, get paid at the end. This is what real estate brokerages do. They bring agents on their company. The agents don't pay anything except when there's a sale. The broker gets a percentage of their commission, devaluing your company instantly by doing things that way. How about step three? Hiring and training a highly valued sales force. Real estate agents, when they join your business, should be essentially employees. Okay. You tell them what to do, how to do it. They're working from standardization. So that's what a buyer would look for, is what are the standards, what are the processes, what are the predictability in the sales process. Okay. And how do we guarantee that the sales force is staying ahead of, the peers in the industry? And step number four is stop selling everything else. Like really focus like a laser beam on your enterprise becoming the best version that it could be. Okay. So let's talk about that a little bit more. Scalable things meet three criteria. They're teachable to employees, like our 72-hour rule or our universal follow-up script, right? They're valuable to your customers, which allows you to escape commoditization, like your home sold guaranteed Realty is valuable to customers and we own it. So it's really hard for someone else out there to rip it off, right? So highly valuable, avoids commoditization. Okay. A cute logo, for example, or a name like Optimus Real Estate Brokers or Todd Walters Realty, easy to fall into a commoditization trap because number one, it's the same thing. The customer doesn't know how you can help them exclusively with their problem. Remax, Keller Williams, Century 21, Todd Walters Real Estate, Optimus Real Estate Brokers, Tanzant Realty, it doesn't matter. Okay. They're all the same. The customer doesn't know how you can help them with their specific situation. So they gravitate towards something more valuable to them. All right. And number three, it's repeatable. So scalable things meet these three criteria. And that third one there, repeatable, meaning customers need to return again and again to buy from you. This is where it really breaks down for real estate agents. They have no back end. It's past clients. You sell a home and then you basically go get another customer and sell them another house. So all the customers are past clients. With our model, there is no such thing as past clients, only lifetime customers, right? So when we get a customer, there's always a next sale. And the next sale would be to turn the customer into an evangelist referring us business. We pay the customers to send us referrals. There's a legal way to do that. Okay. Most people just don't know there's a legal way to do it, but there is a legal and ethical way to do that. So if you could pay your customers to send you referrals, do you think you get more referrals? So not only do we donate a portion of our income to very worthy causes, which is a unique selling proposition of itself, but we also give a portion of the income to where the referral came from. So we pay people for referrals. Again, there's a legal and ethical way to do that. You just need to know what that is. Next, what's the next sale? Well, we're going to help them get rich. We're going to show them how they can use other people's money to invest in real estate. Imagine you getting your customers to come back and buy at least one home from you a year every year, right? So pitching it to a customer is quite easy. Hey, would you be interested in getting rich? And they're all like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So we can show you how to use other people's money to invest in real estate and have somebody else pay for their investment. So imagine buying a home at 500 and then selling it 20 years from now for $1 million and it's paid off. You buy it for 500 using other people's money. Over the 20 years, somebody else pays it down, pays it off. And 20 years from now, you have $1 million asset, you sell it, and you live off that money. Just do that one time a year, and we'll show you how to do it, and we'll do it all for you. What do you think the customer would say? So we're automatically selling more real estate now through this model. And that's just some of what I'm talking about when we talk about scalable or called a platform business. So you heard me share with you your USP is your brand is your USP. Okay. I think you've probably heard me say that before. And a lot of people didn't quite get that. But when real estate agents put their license at, say, RE/MAX, like I did, wherever you put your license, that's the brand. And you can't escape it. No matter how hard you try, you want to be the brand. Like me, Todd Walters at RE/MAX, I wanted to be the brand. Okay, well, guess what? Where you put your license, that's the brand. You're forced by law to promote that. Yes? Yeah. Okay. How about this? Todd Walters, terrible brand. People have no idea what I do and how I'm different than anybody else, right? Your home sold guaranteed. We're all buy it. Excellent brand. How do you turn that into a real estate company? We did it. Okay. So tremendous USP in that area. And we're number one on Google search in real estate. Type in your home sold guaranteed. Just type in your home sold, those 3 words, your home sold. Just type in those 3 words, because if you had a company in your marketplace called Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, when somebody types in those 3 words, which are pretty high level search terms, you show up, right? So that means your paid marketing is being sponsored by Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty versus an unbranded sponsor or less branded sponsor or you right now. So your marketing works better and you're able to dominate search engine optimization. And this disrupts this number one trend, which people see marketing and advertising and they go to Google. Disrupts it. So now you're going to show up on Google as the thing that they want. That's a permanent solution to this problem. Okay? So your search engine optimization, all the organic stuff that you've heard about, that you want to do, that you know where the business is headed, if it's not already been there for a bit, now you've conquered it and you win. I went to Google and I typed in how to avoid inspection problems when selling my home. All right. I typed it in, and Zillow here, when I typed it in, has a blog, bad home inspection for sellers. You can see that at Zillow. But check this out. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty has a blog, 11 high-cost home inspection traps to know about weeks before listing your home for sale. So who would you click on if you were looking to avoid inspection problems? Zillow, avoid inspection problems. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, avoid inspection problems. Which brand represents the thing that you're most interested in? Because remember, when the search results are all the same, who gets the click? Right. Brand positioning wins every time. So let me close out this presentation for you by talking about extra income. Okay. I was the first real estate agent, according to Home Bank Mortgage Corporation in Georgia, to receive money on a recurring monthly basis. Before that, it was just real estate brokerages getting. This goes back a few decades. But I was the first real estate agent to be written a check every month as a real estate agent, recurring money from a mortgage company. But we've taken it a step further now. Okay. You can actually and will actually get paid on every single mortgage deal that your customers are involved in, purchases and refinance. You will actually get a referral of the mortgage money. So now instead of getting $1,000 or $2,000 a month from the lender, how about $2,000, $3,000 or $4,000 on every single transaction? Let's don't stop there. Every great company has great benefits for the people that work there. We call it a wealth building system. So your people not only get 401ks if they're employees, but your agents are provided with self-employed pensions. And your customers will fund your agents' self-employed pensions. You see, most real estate agents, 88% actually fail to plan for their retirement. Okay? You are the business owner. So your business is your retirement plus your investments that you're making. But the people that work at your company, you want them to stick around and become happy lifetime people working there, doing a great job growing the business. You're going to have to give them the option to get rich like you. Okay? And real estate agents, they don't prepare well. So you'll be introduced to the industry's best self-employed pension system, where agents receive a self-employed pension, employees a 401k, and your agent's self-employed pension literally will be funded by your customers on every single transaction. Okay. So they're going to go from essentially nothing for retirement to well over $1 million if they want. Okay. It's not very difficult. You can invest $6,000 a year and be at $500,000 in a very short period of time. But we're talking about investing $20,000 to $30,000 a year because the customers will pay for it and your agents won't miss that. All right. And they're going to retire rich. Okay. But it's your obligation to provide that and help them. And you will. So when you pull the trigger on going from real estate agent to wanting to open up your own company, we help you do this. Everything is done for you. We've done it hundreds of times. So we know exactly what to do and how to get it done. You do not make mistakes. You literally can have your real estate company open within 90 days. I want you to think that through. You can go from real estate agent to owning your own super profitable real estate company, a sellable business asset within 90 days. And we guarantee that. Again, we've done it over and over again. All I'm asking you to do, if I've shared with you today enough during this presentation that looks like and appears, seems that it's a different model than what's going on out there in the industry, and it solves a lot of the problems that you're currently faced today and even more that are coming, you owe it yourself to look into it and check it out and learn more about your home sold guaranteed. So we'll end it where we started it. If owning your own Craig Proctor system brokerage could be far more lucrative and beneficial to you personally, professionally, and financially, would you be open to taking a deeper look at it? Okay. Just book your free consultation to do just that. Okay. At yhsgrlegacycall.com. If you haven't done that yet, I encourage you to. And if you have, thank you very much for looking deeper into it. Craig Proctor, myself, our entire team, the other broker owners that were real estate agents just a short time ago. Now they own their own business, making more money than ever, living their life on their terms, a better business than they ever hoped for. All of us are grateful for you to take a looking at it as well. All right. So one more time, owning your own, your home sold guaranteed realty. If it could be more lucrative and beneficial to you financially, personally, and professionally, take a deeper look at it. Request your free cut through the crap and build a sellable business asset. Call today at yhsgrlegacycall.com or reach out to us and let's talk next steps. We'll answer any questions and we'll take a look at this together. Together, we can absolutely go make history. Thank you for watching the presentation. And until we connect again, go serve big. Thanks.